Hey, what's going on, everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Imperial Shock Trooper. So this is from Battlefront. Now this was originally released, I think in 2015, I believe, as a Walmart exclusive. But then a couple of years ago, they made it to where all fan channels can carry it. I found this at GameStop today, just in the wild, just sitting there. So I jumped on it because, you know, these things are kind of expensive now, depending on where you get them. So I'm just happy to have found one at retail. Mine has a little bit of a helmet imperfection. I'll get to that soon. I saw it immediately, but yeah, it's going to be all right though. But there's the front of the box. You can see that it's the classic red and black packaging. Got a cool picture of the Shock Trooper down there, the Battlefront logo. You can see the figure, obviously. Nice red and white scheme. Kind of like that. He's got two blasters. He has the standard E11 that's actually in his hand already. I think this is the first trooper I've seen come with a blaster already in hand. Something different. And he also comes with a longer blaster, which I think is like a DLT-19, just minus the bipod, and I think the scope might be a little different. Yeah, so you got a heavy blaster and an E11. And on that side of the box, the front window wraps around and you have the large font going across, and then you have just a, standard font there. And on that side of the box, it's just red, and it's not numbered because it was originally an exclusive. So yeah, just red. There's a small window on the top of the box. On the bottom of the box, you have the barcode and all the stuff that no one ever reads. And on the back, you get the same picture. You get short bios in 4 different languages, and you got some more stuff that no one reads. I'm going to get the Shock Trooper open, and let's take a look at him. Okay, so I got the Imperial Shock Trooper out of his box, and let's take a look at him from head to toe. And the little helmet imperfection that I just mentioned, you probably already see it. This stripe here is off center. It's like during the painting process, he went, "What?" And it went off. Yeah, once you see it, it kind of messes with you a little bit. But apart from that, everything else looks pretty good. I mean, these little vents here on the side, this blue right here, this up here, the little silver there, the grill for the mouth looks really good. These things down here look great. All the other paint on the helmet looks fantastic. I mean, the line in the back, well, I got a little bit of a whoopsie right there, but I mean, the line in the back doesn't look terrible. I think these look good. But yeah, on the front, but the rest of the body looks good. So this is the old Stormtrooper mold, so it does not have the best articulation, especially in the shoulders, because this is before they made the shoulder pads soft. So these things just stop right there. That's as far as you can get up. So this shoulder pad totally runs into this armor, right there, and it just stops. So that's unfortunate. But the paint on the arms looks pretty clean. The belt looks good now, except for, bam, it's like they just got lazy and they figured, well, no one's going to see the back. Well, I'm going to see the back. I'm looking at it now. It's like they just didn't even bother painting it. It's like a yellowy, like a green color. It's just like, what? Because they painted this. That looks really nice there. But they did not paint the back of the belt. Yeah, I don't know why. But that's what the back of him looks like, just standard Stormtrooper armor. This is always there, these little nubbins here. They look good. Got a holster back here that is flexible. Got little red rectangles on each thigh. And the lower legs is just red armor, but boy, it looks good. It's really good. And it just carries on down to the feet, the shoes. It's a cool trooper for sure. I was so happy to find this at retail in the store, just sitting there all by himself. So like I said, I literally jumped on it. Yeah, it's a good looking trooper for sure. It's just this is unfortunate right here. That's kind of weird. But as always, let's just run through articulation on the Imperial Shock Trooper so the head can rotate, just like all of them. He can look down, way down, and he can look way, way up too. He's got some incredible tilt. Just some fantastic tilt. And he's got some forward and back movement at the neck as well. And I think because that's basically just a hinge and a ball up under there. And like I mentioned, the arms do not go up at all. This armor totally runs into this armor. Yeah, so you got no up at the arms. Yeah, but the arms can rotate around. It would seem that he has a double jointed elbow, but this is the only hinge that really works. I mean, this armor totally runs into this armor. So, but he gets past 90. It's actually not bad. He's got a swivel at the upper bicep. You've got a swivel at the wrist. The right hand is hinged up and down for a gun-wielding hand, and the left hand is hinged side to side. He's got a swivel at the midsection, and mine is tight. He crunches forward just a little bit, and he goes back that far. He's got some pretty decent side to side at the midsection. I mean, you can make him dance. He's got a swivel at the upper thigh, and if you rotate the legs out just a little bit, the legs can get up that far. They go out that far. They go back that much. If I flip this holster out of the way, you can see that he has double jointed knees that get up to there. The feet go down that far. They can go up that far, and they can swivel at the ankle. And as far as accessories, there's the standard E11 blaster that we see with every Stormtrooper, I think. It's just black. There's no paint on it anywhere, but it does have the usual sculpted detail. And this one's a little bendy too. And there's the heavy blaster. It's got some nice weathering on it. I love the ventilated barrel on this one. Stock looks really good. Got a cool scope up here. That's what the other side and he just fell. That's what the other side looks like, just more of the same. Yeah, kind of a cool weapon. And the long blaster is a little bit bendy as well. So let's see what the Shock Trooper looks like holding these blasters. So we'll start with the E11. This one goes right in really nice. The trigger finger almost makes it to the trigger guard. Guess you can pretend like he's exercising trigger discipline. It's a little bit loose compared to some blasters, but once it's in, it's in. It's not going to just fall out. And I think that's a pretty good look. And as far as getting it in two hands, it actually doesn't look bad. Despite having really poor shoulders, this wrist hinge works really well. The elbow is really not bad, but you can definitely get it up there. And from the side, that looks pretty good. From the front, it's not terrible, but again, from the side, it's not bad. He can actually get it up there. Yeah, that looks really good. And then, of course, at just a ready stance, that looks good too. And I'll just touch on this holster real quick too, while we're looking at his blasters. So this holster is obviously for the E11, and it just slides in there. It's got a little bit of a cutout there for this little extended magazine or whatever that is. And it goes in there really nice. It does not really hinder arm movement at all. It kind of sits back on his butt a little bit. And as far as the blaster falling out, no, it's not going to fall out. It's pretty secure in there. Yeah, but that's the holster. All right, so let's take a look at the heavy blaster. And this one's a little more snug, I can already tell. That's a lot more stable than the E11. It doesn't wobble near as much. The trigger finger is a little bit better in the trigger guard than the smaller blaster. Yeah, I kind of like that. And he holds that very well, and that looks pretty good. And the heavy blaster in two hands, once again, surprising. The elbow's not bad. The wrist hinge is great. I mean, you can really get that up there, and it looks like he's aiming right down the scope. From the front, it's really not bad. From that side, looks great. Yeah, being the old Stormtrooper mold, I mean, you can actually get some pretty good aiming poses with this thing. I think having it low, kind of firing from the hip, and having both hands on it, I think that looks pretty good too. Yeah, that's actually a good look. I kind of like that. So in closing, I'm pretty happy with this figure. I mean, despite that little mess up right there, it's, I can sort of overlook that, but I think it's a pretty cool looking trooper. And I think it would look really good next to the Stormtrooper Commander and the Shadow Stormtrooper, and even that silly Stormtrooper with the blast accessories. I think he's going to look pretty good next to him. I mean, it's got great articulation in the head. I mean, that is some just amazing tilt. He can look down, he can look up really well. The shoulders are pretty disappointing, but, I get it. It's an older figure before they got wise and figured, hey, let's make these soft. Yeah, this is way before that, so you don't get anything in the way of arms up. But, the upper bicep swivel works well for aiming. The wrist hinge is great on the gun hand. He's got some pretty good, midsection movement. But overall, the armor, I think, looks great. I mean, it's a cool look for Stormtrooper. I kind of love this red and white. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. I have to say, I was shocked to find a Shock Trooper in the wild at retail. So yeah, no real complaints here. Yeah, but please comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts on the Imperial Shock Trooper. And if you like videos like this, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel and smacking that little notification bell. I would certainly appreciate it. And I just thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll just see you guys next time.